Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing? I'm Con Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we, like I said, are off to the Asia Division, and the Asia Vets, in fact, to see two excellent players play on, where are we, Ryan? Colville, right?
This is Colville, indeed.
All right, so who's duking it out for our delight today?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Corbeau, playing
Hmm.
as the Polish Armour Division. And on the right-hand side, we have Walther as the 9th Panzer Division.
So we were talking actually up to the end of when we were talking about the last cast, actually after our last cast, that we were really surprised to see the Vindhound perform the manner that they did. No
Yeah.
spoilers, but go check that out. It was a great game. Um, you said everyone should play the second Panther, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. So why is that though?
Well, 2nd Panzer is really good because they can just kind of do everything. They
Okay.
got Panzer 4s on A phase, Panzer 3s, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're just really great B phase economy. They can just do everything really well, and they have the veterancy. Like,
That's mm-hmm.
yeah,
Please. Well,
that's
you said also as well that a close second should be playing the Ninth Panzer. So what does the Ninth Panzer do better or worse? What's the issue then?
Ninth Panther. I mean, they got the Mortar 3 early on, so
Mm-hmm.
for Water in this case, he's got the Mortar 3 coming into the middle area, which
Mm-hmm.
would be pretty good. And he's got the Panzer 2s, which are very finicky to use. I mean, they can either be great or terrible, depending on the map and the location where you deploy them. But compared to Rintown, they just have better momentum throughout the rest of the match, especially with Ninth Panzer being able to at least spam Panzer 4Js a minute on B phase hits.
That is certainly very accurate. Kind of interesting. Both guys deploying their major kind of, let's say, armor piece, well, armor piece in the Germans' case, and armor pieces
Oh
in the
yeah.
Poles, were right along that center line. So very, very classic kind of armor. There's a nice central punch with the infantry moving in close support. But it does look like the Poles are taking it very, very casual in the north.
Oh wow, Corbeau is getting a bunch of tanks and rushing them in one area and bringing a bunch of cheap infantry to cover the map, and he has no artillery. Classic Corbeau.
True,
This
true.
is
Mm-hmm.
just it doesn't matter what division Corbeau plays, he always does the same strategy no matter what. Just the early tank rush and just try to spam everything everywhere. It's great. So roll this Stuart Stackhound combo work.
I'm not confident about that.
Yeah. The Mortar
I'm not
frees you.
confident.
And if that Mortar free can set up, it's in a good position. If he stays where he is, he can poke right at the tanks at long range.
I think it'd be more fascinating if he starts taking out some of this infantry here. Yep,
Yep.
that's one squad.
And those infantry are just Strochki, so they're pretty terrible. I mean, the Panzer Grenadiers can easily eat them up. Same with Stern Pioneer coming in as well. It's just really just going to come down to this armored blob that Corbeau has set up and whether it will work or not.
Well, I'll tell you one thing right now, that air power coming in for the Poles is going to
Oh,
make that martyr a little bit uncomfortable.
oh yeah, they got the Hurricanes, and the Hurricanes are pretty much more than enough just by itself to stop that mortar from getting those important shots off. Again, AA being brought out,
Hmm.
which is Water definitely wants that to protect that rather unprotected mortar, as he's going to be hiding behind the tree line, and that's going to give Corbeau time to move up.
Yes, it will. My question is, like, to a certain extent, is what can be done?
If he can knock out a Hurricane and reposition the mortar, like probably north of its position to try to shoot down at the Stuart, that would be his best bet to try to stop his armored blob. But it's still that's a lot of armor for one mortar free to take out.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And Stuart will just pounding away. Here goes a spar troop, and this is a pretty good punch through from Corbeau initially. Hurricane getting a strafe and run, and that should be enough to. Oh, he's reloading. Should be enough to force Hurricane back. But it's a second Hurricane, yo.
Well, here's the question. He's just going for that constant stress, isn't he?
Hmm.
He's not even really trying to kill it. He's
Yeah,
just trying to, freak it out with fire.
yeah. He just wants that mortar free to, run away so he can move after the Stuarts. Now the Stuarts and Stackhounds are in a pretty good position because once they get into shooting range of the Marder Free is pretty much buggered as it has Jackal for armor.
Indeedy do. All right, but we are going to have a pack gun coming on in, looking to cover that road. So once they realize that the martyr is not singing with the choirs of angels, which they should be seeing right about now, because that stack on. Oh no, I was just that stack should have line of sight on him.
Yeah,
He should.
Yeah, Stackhound's just trying to
There you
chase
go.
him down. Pack 38 coming in to help, and
Fire your guns, my friends. Nope, never mind. Too late.
too late.
Or not.
Wow, Martyr 3 getting run out of potential 4 tanks at the moment. And Corbeau, he's not really buying anything. He's just a Strotsky all over the place. And buying more Strotsky, because why not?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. No, well, I'm surprised we're not seeing like that kind of recon steward spam.
Or he's
I
got the
really
one
am. He's got the one, but that's it.
It's for Poles, you don't really need to like. It's not like the Desert Rats recon Stuarts where they have the 50 cals. They're not really great. You really just want to have run hanging around for just for the reconnaissance area. It's much better to get Staghounds.
That pack 38 died pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it
Wow.
did. Yeah. Stuarts.
Yeah, but I didn't expect that to. I mean, that was a full strength pack 38. I don't
6 machine guns from the Stuarts.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Second Mortar 3 being brought on in, and this is a +3 right now for Corbeau. Yep, smoke comes down to block off the Stuarts. And the German...
That's a good smoke. That's
Yes,
really,
it is.
That's really good smoke. After Corbeau sees that, he's like, nope, not even gonna bother. We got second Mortar 3, and if that Mortar 3 can position himself in that northern area, I mean, all he has to do is get range and shoot at the Stuarts. Same time, if a Hurricane comes in, the flat gun is not going to be able to protect him, but the Mortar 3 and flat gun is just going to say, screw you, Armoured Force, we're just going to push down south. I'm having none of that business up north.
Well, that's the only place he has any kind of, you know, presence is down south.
Yeah, and also he has a bunch of units behind enemy lines now. It must be a little bit scary for the Panzerschreck and Spar Trooper now.
And the 2 half-tracks as well. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to see them dive back inside that. No, sir. They are outside of that metal coffin. They're going to stay that way.
Yeah.
As the Staghound begins to also fire upon them, they are going to die pretty quickly. Yep, here comes part of the Armored Fist to encourage them to shuffle off to the dead pile.
Yeah. We've got more Strotsky being brought in, but the Strotsky may be able to get into the town, but it's really Strotsky. The Strotsky are just for meat shields. They're not there to get many kills. They're just here to support stuff. So it's all down to the armored forces of the Corbeau to do all of the killing. I mean, looking down south, as you can see, the Panzer Grenadier and flat gun completely stopped that Strotsky push easy peasy, and Panzer Grenadiers can just. They can take on quite a few Strotskys by themselves, just thanks to the high HE value of those MG42s.
You know, I've always been kind of interested by that. The fact that they call it HE. I would not really call bullets to be high explosive, but...
I think it's just like... I mean, it always has been like that since War Game. How they always do like the anti-personnel damage is HE.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it is a bit
fair.
weird. Yeah.
I'm just griping. Transmission damage to another Staghound. Looks like one of the Southern Martyr 3 is getting back into the fray. Ooh.
Ooh. Pat Gun's gonna pay for it with his life, yo, but that's still a pretty good trade. Oh no, Smoke Grenade save him, yo. There we go. Hurricane getting stressed out by the flat guns. And the Martyr 3 up north is gonna be able to shoot this recon Stuart, so... And the Staghound goes down to the Panzerschreck up north. What's happening, Corbeau? You're losing all your tanks.
Yes, he is, but at the same time, he still is up 600 points less than, 8 minutes into the game. So I can't gripe too much about it.
Yeah, he's managed to gain the ground. It's just, is he gonna be able to hold it? Because he doesn't really have that much. It's just Trotsky, which, you can just kind of like sneeze on them and they fall down. And down
As we're
south
about to
it's
see.
looking well.
Yep, Sturm Pioneers, there's a surrender.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair, I would surrender in a heartbeat too. I was going up against a flamethrower. I don't want to burn to death.
Yeah. Exactly. It's funny, during the first road draw, you know how like the Germans saw Stuart goes down up north? You saw the Germans saw like the trench gun, the American shotgun.
Yes.
It's like inhumane. Well, their reason being for the air weapons was that it's your fault if you're in a flamethrower attack or a chemical weapon attack, because, you know, you have time to run away. I mean, if you're being shot at by a flamethrower, you know the flamethrower dude's coming. You have time to run away, of course, you know. It's not... It's your fault if you get burnt.
Kind of, I'm not going to say amusing thing about that at the same time, but it was kind of funny that it was, if memory serves, anybody who was a flamethrower troop, whether he was for Allied or Central Powers, they were put to death if they were captured.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. I know in the first World War, mortar crews were pretty screwed if they got captured.
Because, wait, really? Mortar crews? I didn't expect that.
Yeah, because, you know, all your friends died to the artillery, and those guys are the direct reason. I read about that somewhere. I can't exactly remember, but I remember mortar crews would be pretty screwed, and also didn't have much in terms of self-defense when they got attacked, so they kind of bugged in that regard too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's looking pretty good up north. The Panther Grenadiers managing to push through, and yeah, I mean Corbeau's push was pretty strong early on, but it has just lost
weapons
all momentum.
Jammed. This Stuart is probably going to die pretty quick.
Yeah, and this is good play from Walther, as he's managed to keep the mortar frees alive. He lost those mortar frees by doing something ballsy, such as trying to engage those tanks at close range. Yeah, and this probably would have turned a bit differently, but those mortar frees are really just, especially on the area where they are, it's all open ground, are really the deciding point in this middle assault. In this middle engagement, yeah. And the Panther Grenadiers are just, I mean, they're not like great, they're just like the regular Panther Grenadiers, but just fighting against Trotsky, it's such an easy matchup.
It is true, and besides that, actually, we're looking at those quad-mounted AA guns, and Middle Earth is getting chewed up quite a bit. And there's next to no command anywhere on this map for the Poles.
Yeah,
in fact, I don't think there is any.
Yeah, but it's just Trotsky. It's just Trotsky everywhere, and just like vehicles, Corbeau. I mean, he's such like a kind of a run-trick pony, considering his unit. I mean, never like deploys artillery, but yeah, I mean, once B-phase hits, hopefully you can get something a bit more substantial for his forces.
Well, B-phase has hit.
Oh yeah, it is B-phase. Indeed, you're right. I'm living in the past, Khan.
That's okay. That's why you have the U.S. of A. to the south of you. To remind you that sometimes it's better to keep your head in the past.
It looks like the past down south, Khan.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, politics aside, here's a funny stat for you, Khan. So you know, okay, so
go for it.
The flak thing goes down. You know how if you go into your statistics and see what there is, and you can see like the percentage of units that you use per category.
Yes.
So for my artillery category, I use 6% of the units I bring out. 6.6% are artillery units. Corbeau said his artillery statistics. His artillery statistics is only 3.3%.
Okay.
Which is that's pretty low. That's half the artillery I've ever used in the Titan Steel Division. And he says most of it's just like off map or doing some meme matches.
Honestly, I know for you, like you use artillery.
I love it
appropriately, but you're still not going to go run out of your way to do it.
I do love those Sextons, Khan. You can't go wrong with Sextons.
You are really all about sex. I understand that.
Oh, tons of it.
I'm gonna let that alone. I know I brought it up. I'm gonna let that alone.
Oh, look at the air power, yo. Hurricane manages to shoot down German fighter, and I mean, the Hurricanes are also a pretty good thing, keeping Corbeau in the match, but he does manage to stress out one of the flat guns, and the mortar free up north does get its weapon jammed. But the stack count goes down.
I was going to say the Shrek squad is still there anyway.
Rickety wreck yourself before you Shrek yourself.
And those half tracks will be more than enough to keep that Streltsky moving back to the west. We are finally going to see a Command Stuart coming into the north and, interestingly, another stack count coming to the south. Unless those Hurricanes are desperate to take out that autocannon half track.
I understand. I'm actually rather surprised that they have eyes on it.
Yeah, good point. I didn't really think about that either.
But I guess this just fell back to such a ray that they can't see it anymore. Maybe he's blind firing? You know,
No, it was
yeah,
too well targeted.
yeah. I mean, it's also like machine gun fire. It'd be really hard to blind fire with such a thing.
Though
Because,
it did happen in the war. It's something I never really realized until I was an adult. They used to do indirect fire missions with machine guns,
mm-hmm,
which just sounds insane.
yeah,
Dual Flak 36 is being brought on out, and it looks like the Focke-Wulf is going to go and claim maybe one of these.
maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's
I
going to
mean,
get eyes on one.
yeah, he's definitely gonna get that one for sure. Hurricanes are too slow to run away.
Well, and it is storm season. And what do you get two? He's gonna get both.
Oh, if he gets two, that's a pretty big blow. Yeah, there we
Yes,
go.
it
So it's only
is.
two potential hurricane fighters that Corbeau can bring out, and just losing those two now is really, I mean, that's Corbeau's has a pretty big offensive arm in Corbeau's force. So losing that is that's pretty tough for him. And he's just getting more strategy. I mean, this is definitely like classic Polish play. I mean, all Polish players I noticed just spam the Strelch key because they're cheap. But he just doesn't have anything to back him up down south. He needs armor and other stuff, but he keeps losing all his light vehicles, and he's really just focusing on the light vehicles.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. He can bring in more heavy equipment.
Yeah, I mean it's B phase now. He can bring out like a Firefly or Kill. He's bringing up a proper Cromwell now to definitely help out quite a bit. But also artillery be good, but this is Corbeau we're talking about. So no Saxons, and you know those Saxons are kind of important for Pose.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, it's not kosher in Corbeau's book.
Oh, he's never mind. I'm not gonna make that comment. That's a can of worms right there. I was gonna say I never really heard that many Asian players celebrating that particular kind of faith, but
I thought it was going to be a Jewish joke, but
yes, there was, and I realized I probably should better it back away slowly.
yeah, we've got two more hurricanes being brought in, as it is a very stormy season, as you were mentioning before.
Three of them actually. That the whole bomber still
yeah.
counts too.
Good point. That is also a hurricane plane.
I would laugh if one of the political joke. I would laugh if one of the hurricane pilots was named Daniels. At that point, it'd be Hurricane Stormy. I'd be Stormy Daniels. That'd be great. I'd love it. Anyway, P4 being brought to the north.
All right. Yeah, we got a P4 finally. That's a proper tank. It's surprising for the entirety of A phase, we did not see a single Panzer II or Panzer I, which you at least see one or two. No joke aside, and the number joke, yeah. From Ninth Panzer, but yeah, I'm really quite surprised about A Panzer II down south would be a pretty useful unit to back up all those turn pioneers and stuff.
There was not a Deuce in sight. You're right.
No Deuce, no Uno, no Panzer.
The Flak 36s, I know. I when they first came out, I was like, these things are completely worthless. I feel like you have to have multiple positions to make them have any kind of consistent worth as an AA piece.
Yeah, and the Bofors are like the gold standard of an AA piece. You know, reasonably priced, reasonable range. You for 1v1, you want like 2 or 3 of them to set up a good AA net. And yeah, they just do pretty good work. Cromwell goes down there to the mortar, and this is just not looking good for Corbeau. Not one bit. I mean, he flew close to the sun, and now his rings are being burnt off. His Polish Hussar rings, that is.
Yes, but thankfully I don't see any winged Hussars here today. But you're right, it does seem kind of very Icarus of him here.
Yeah.
As things are getting kind of icky. That Martyr 3 to the north, he's fired all his HEs. He still has about 75% of his AP ammo, and that, my friends, he's fired off, what, 3 or 4 shots and made 2 kills in the last minute or so.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And just those Martyr 3s alive really scare Corbeau from really moving anywhere, because Corbeau has no long range AT options. And now they've got Panzer 4 being brought in, and that Panzer 4's enough to really deal with everything in the middle.
Yep, it is about time that we see some sort of armored thrust here coming from the 9th Panzer. They've been taking smacks all through Phase A. And Corbeau just says, you know what, it ain't worth it.
Yeah. He risked early on with the gamble, and it did not work. And like what, 500, 600 kill difference, yeah? Yeah, it's like 600. And looking at the history, yeah, once you get past the 5-minute mark, it's just I'm blue.
Yes, Dabu D,
He
Dabu dead.
he blew it.
Martyr. Look at that Martyr Stiga. Oh my gosh.
Let me see. Oh,
4 tanks, 2 infantry squads.
Yeah, definitely just shut down the entire push. Also, looking through the history, I don't think Corbeau got a single ground recon unit. I mean, I kind of understand that, because you need recon or you can just Strochki everywhere, you know?
But
Like,
the Polish recon's not terrible.
yeah, I mean... I
I
think
mean, that's a thrilling endorsement saying not terrible,
not
but
terrible.
yeah.
But yeah, it still may have been useful to get 1 or 2 more recon infantry, just, you know, spot stuff. But Corbeau, I mean, just he plays like Corbeau, or he just kind of punches through an area, hope for the best, and it just did not work well for him. And really good play from Walther, just keeping the mortar freeze alive, kept him through the entirety of the match.
Yes, indeed. Cool as a cucumber, and you know what? He came out with a W.
As accurate as a Walther.
Yes, yes. I was gonna go for a Bond joke throughout the cast, but it didn't seem to fit. So,
Yeah.
but in any case, what's next for us, Rang?
No idea.
No idea. Well, folks, you know what? We'll find out with you the next time. We'll be bringing some more Steel Division your way. For right now, though, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo, take it easy.